Hey there guys, it is Josh Siwasepl and welcome back to Deadly Premonition 2 Blind. Last time we did some stuff, this time we're gonna do more stuff. Speaking of more stuff, we're going to be speaking to Melvin.
A 10-foot tall giant?
Bingo.
All right. Now that one's gotta be a joke. Right, Mr. York?
We'll see. We will honestly see if it's a joke, because it seems like the truth.
That elevator needs a key, Mr. York.
So then let's get the key.
Do you have one?
Actually, no. I didn't think you'd ever want to go down there. So I didn't bother to go and get one.
Well, then would you go and get one now?
Yeah. COG, I know. I'll tell it to him straight. Thing is, Mr. York, you know the Clarksons, the folks who own this place. Well, they don't too much like the police.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not the police. I'm the FBI.
They sure as hell don't like them when they're my color. It was, real hard for me to get permission to open up this place for you to search through. So they ain't gonna be too happy if I go back to them now, asking for another key.
What should we do then?
Let's just find a worker here who can lower the elevator for us instead. All they need to do is take a break from their work for a couple minutes.
And what am I supposed to do? Just stand here and pretend like nothing's happening?
Yeah, you FBI folks are good at that, right? That's always what I see you doing on TV.
Ooh. That's a burn. I need some ointment for that one. These missions are going by, like, super fast. Right, getting to know Melvin, the episode, part
Elevator
2.
won't move without a key, Mr. York. Think you two can go and figure something out? I'll search around here in the meantime. I believe in you. I know they didn't make you a special agent for nothing.
That was a bit delayed. Gotta say, wasn't expecting the game to tackle that. Hello?
Zach, I think we can move this.
Yes, we can.
Better check back here as well, just to be on the safe side.
Yes. Okay, so I can only move it forward and backwards. Oh, there's another one. Hey, a pallet. Ooh. Can't go that way. I can go this way. But it doesn't matter. Ooh. Alligator gar tail? Is that a fish? Wait, oh baby. Look at that. I seem to have boxed myself in. No, no, no. One too far, York. Just a quick way back. Aha! An even quicker way back. Ooh, a break room. But what is back here? Black bass tail. I don't know what any of this is supposed to do.
Zack, the human ability to adapt is a frightening thing. Some humans have the power to sleep anywhere as long as they set their minds to it.
So does... Hey. Got me a key.
Now we should be able to operate the elevator. No need to worry. This facility no longer has a body to steal. What else do they have to lose? A few cans of crawfish? I feel bad for him, but it's for the sake of the investigation. I'll write him a letter of apology later.
It's technically in plain sight. Ooh. Guess what I've got?
Mr. York, did you find a key?
Yes, I did.
Now that's my special agent. There ain't no stopping you. Want to head straight down?
You bet. Let's sally forth, Melvin. Zack, look at that thermometer. 0 degrees Fahrenheit, or minus 17.7 degrees Celsius. This is the ambiguous 0.
Hey, Avery! Can you hear me? Open the damn door, Avery! It ain't no use, Mr. York. Once Avery starts working on something, that's all he sees.
I'll find us a way in.
He just tunes out everything else. We'll have to wait until he finishes and comes out to us, I reckon. Or we could come back tomorrow.
I disagree, Melvin. Time may be on our side, but that doesn't mean we should waste it. You gave me Mr. Alligator precisely for moments like these, didn't you?
Wait, Mr. York! Those tranquilizers may be non-lethal, but it's still dangerous to use them on humans.
I wasn't gonna shoot him. Just the things around him.
Of course, Melvin. I never said I was going to shoot him.
You're gonna shoot some meat to get his attention. I'm right, ain't I?
Well, I was thinking more of the boxes around him, but... Let's, real quick, save.
I lent you Mr. Alligator for self-defense. But if you end up hurting a civilian, you can bet you'll be hearing from me.
I really don't plan on hurting anyone. Let's, Well, bam! That's not the piece I hit.
This is Mr. York, an agent from the FBI.
Hi, Avery. I'm Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York.
York, you a smarty pants, huh?
He's shyer than he looks. Come on, just settle down, Avery. Tell him what this here place is for.
Lots of expensive food here. Yup. Mighty precious to the Clarksons, so I gotta guard it.
I see. So you're this area's keeper.
Oh, I help with the research too. I do like research.
Research? What are you talking about, Avery? This doesn't look like a lab to me.
Oh, ain't no lab. It's a warehouse. Ain't no lab. Smarty pant scientist does the research. I ain't no smarty pants, no.
He's a bit slow in the mind, but he ain't a bad guy. Oh. Your story about the giant who carried Lisa out. Don't tell me you think it's him. I mean, it's true that he's free to come and go as he pleases in this warehouse, but...
No, as far as I can tell, he's just a bit over 6'5". The one who moved Lisa's body must be at least 10 feet tall. He's clearly too short.
Too short, huh? Well, if you ever happen to find a man who makes him look small, I'd sure like to meet him.
Lise.
Hey, cut it out!
Lise? Why?
Avery, that's not Lise.
Not Lise?
This is Melvin's daughter, and my precious assistant. Unfortunately, Elise is no longer with us.
Lise! Lise! My fault! My fault!
I guess he's sort of like Lise, you know? See, the poor fella's got himself a childlike mind. You know how normal kids tease other kids in order to get attention? Well, with this big lug, sometimes folks who don't know him too well see something and end up calling the police. But I know that deep down, he's got a good heart. Hey, Mr. York, I'll keep him busy, but I'd appreciate it if you'd hurry this particular inspection along. Just holler at me if you find anything. I reckon that'll make it easier for you to go do your thing, yeah?
Melvin, I think you're finally starting to catch on.
But where should we look? Blind serpent. I mean, people do eat. People do eat snake.
Avery, this box looks special.
Clarkson food, for their home.
Melvin, is this the Clarksons' family crest?
Oh, the dragonfly? Yeah, that's the Clarksons' mark, all right. Ain't no big deal, though. You can find those all over town.
Is that so?
Well, yeah. They pretty much run all of this town's major industries. Yeah, I do believe they own just about everything there is to own. So their word is law. They got the whole darn town tattooed with their dragonflies. Can't even walk a few steps without seeing one.
Zack, this dragonfly is our flying serpent.
Makes sense. I was expecting it to be a snake hanging around, but okay.
The flying serpent owns this town. They're related to Lise Clarkson, our victim. And Hungan's oracle pointed us toward their family crest. The Clarksons must be deeply intertwined with this case. Melvin, Patricia, I think I've had enough.
I didn't mean to actually go to the right answer.
Let's head back out to that merciless sun. Well, what are you waiting for? I can't bear to spend another second down here.
Whew. So, what do we do now, Mr. York?
Zack and I will take things from here.
Then what should I do?
Tend to your sick wife? I don't know. You're free to do as you please.
Bringing up the wife, York, that's kind of cruel.
I'll stop by the sheriff's office when I need your help again.
I suppose that's what I'll do then. It'll sure make Candy happy. But I am the sheriff of this town, so I do intend to get some work done. I know. How about I search for Lisa's body while you're busy?
Got a little bit of an intuition that you're not going to find it, Melvin.
Not a bad idea. Just be careful that you don't get attacked by a barefooted giant.
Hey, don't scare me like that. Why do you keep talking about that giant anyway?
It's a big topic.
You really think some giant was responsible for all this?
Melvin, don't be silly. Of course I do. Just when I thought you were starting to catch on. Disappointing, to say the least.
But how can you be so sure? I want to see some proof.
Proof number 1. The footprints that led up to where Lisa's body originally was were made with bare feet. None of the prints looked similar to those of common insulated boots, and the arches of the feet were visible. The person who carried out Lisa's body must have had very large feet. I'd say they were at least 16 inches.
Didn't I say like 17?
Proof number 2. I found fingerprints on the cord of one of the hanging lights in the warehouse. The fingerprints weren't aimed up from below. They were coming directly from the side. Clearly, the giant moved the light because it was in his way. He pinched the cord with his fingers. Proof number 3. There was nothing else found in the vicinity where Lisa's body was stored. This means the giant carried her out without dragging her across the floor. But there's only one set of footprints. The only conclusion I can draw from this evidence is that a barefooted giant standing over 10 feet tall carried Lisa's body out. That concludes the entirety of my proof. Any objections, Melvin?
But there ain't no way a human could ever be that tall.
Have you seen every human alive with your own eyes? Well then, you need to forget all your preconceived notions when embarking on an investigation. Whether you come face to face with a 10-foot giant or a skeletal gentleman, you always need to accept everything that comes to you with a clear mind. Do that, and eventually the truth will reveal itself to you. You're a smart kid, I'm sure you understand.
Well, I'll be damned. I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Mr. FBI Special Agent, sir.
Yeah, don't doubt York. He's got the magic brain.
A sharp eye and flawless observational skills. uncovering the truth with a heady intuition. I won't ever question you again. Heck, I'll do whatever you say.
That's it, Melvin. I'm glad you finally caught on. Okay, time to go, Patty. You know this town well, so I'd like you to accompany me from now on.
Patty?
Couldn't wrap his head around that nickname.
Zach, we found the flying serpent. Now we simply need to locate the 10 maidens.
Off to the bowling alley.
It's time to head on to Alexis's Diner and Lane.
I gotta know, though. Nope. All right. Can put the gun away, York. Thank you. All right. I'm going to try this again. That car. Oh, these cars are just like
right on the money.
oof.
Tracing the San Rouge distribution route led us right to Louisiana. You know what that means. We've got a hot hand, and Lady Luck's given us far more favor than she ever has before. We just happened to hear news about Lisa's murder.
So she disappears. Cool.
During our vacation in New Orleans. That certainly wouldn't have happened if we had stayed in D.C. They would have given the case to another special agent, maybe even to the state, and then we never would have found it. In the end, it would have been shut up in that vast, desolate evidence vault along with all the other cases, marked by...
Is it a beehive? Can I shoot it? Is that a bad idea? Killer bee stinger. Nope. It was a good idea. Oop.
So, what do you think of him? Yes, I'm talking about him. Boondoggle.
He seems
Is the
interesting.
skeletal gentleman friend or foe? Or does he merely exist outside the realms of either? Still too early to tell. But it's clear that he'll be the key to uncovering this case's mysteries. That's what my soul tells me. By the way, Zach, Boondoggle feels very familiar to me. You might even say he reminds me of someone. Yes, I think I see the connection. A cheerful, wise, yet also mysterious African-American who appeared in a variety of different films. My mind must be overlapping him with the skeletal gentleman. Do you remember his name? Ah, yes, that's it. Scatman Crothers. In
Really?
1980, he played Dick Halloran in The Shining. And
That's who he reminds you of?
He was in the Twilights. He played the man who invited all those elderly folks into a strange new world. I knew it, Zach. There's definitely a connection here. But he's a bit too old. Scatman's more of a sage character. Our skeletal gentleman is a little younger, isn't he? Yes. They have different body types, but what about Forrest Whitaker? He made his debut in 1982 in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Then he was in Platoon and The Color of Money, both released in 1986.
I did not
followed
know
by
that's how he got his start.
Vietnam in 1987. Oh, and he was in Bird in 1988. What an impressive filmography. Across the 80s, he transformed his rough, young image into a more cheerful, wiser one. That's why the 80s can also be described as the decade that built up Forrest Whitaker's career. I firmly believe that he'll win an Academy Award for Best Actor someday. Yes, I'm sure it's right around the corner. He'll most likely wait until the time is ripe. Maybe around next year, then he'll unleash his best performance yet. Zach, I could go on about famous actors forever, but we have a case to solve here. Let's table this discussion for now.
I gotta see. What did Forrest Whitaker do in 2006? Last King of Scotland.
Did you notice it yet? The streets in New Orleans were a mess. All busted up and undergoing maintenance. The city was built on a swamp, so the ground is soft. All it takes is some heavy rain to cave it all in. There were also a lot of places where large tree roots were pushing up parts of the asphalt and the sidewalk. Those bumps were dangerous even when we still had our car, remember? But this town is different. The streets are all paved so cleanly that
There
we
we
can
go.
skate along them without a care in the world. And there's hardly any trash or graffiti to be found anywhere.
I was hoping he would continue, but I guess he's not going to. This has to be like a fast travel system. But in addition to the enormous awards, Whittaker won for his performance in The Last King of Scotland. He has also received several awards. In September 2006, the 10th annual Hollywood Film Festival presented him with his Hollywood Actor of the Year award. Look at that. Game's teaching you stuff. Can only assume that this game's actually going to be, like, honest with everything it's going to say. Good times. Kind of small for a bowling alley. Well, it's going to have 3 lanes, maybe?
Patty, is something wrong?
I got something to say.
Say it.
When I first met you in the hotel parking lot, you mentioned Saint Rouge, right? If you want to find it, maybe you should track down Professor R.
Why do you know this?
Professor R.
Yeah, Professor R owns the jazz bar on the other side of the bayou.
How do you know that?
Because.
Because, huh? Interesting.
Owl's Nest. The hell is Owl's Nest? U-Bowl. Why does the layout of this place seem familiar? Oh, well they only have one. They only have one alley. So this is really mainly just a diner, more than anything. Special sale for sunburn customers only? Yeah, see, the character models up close look really good. Stylized.
10 maidens, Zach. Let's topple their hourglass figures and complete this oracle once and for all.
Oh no, I've got to actually play
Oh,
bowling.
my lord. I don't believe I've seen you around here before.
Wait,
Sorry, honey, but you can't smoke in here. Since you're with Patricia, I'm guessing you're some friend of Melvin's.
He's Agent York from the FBI. This is Alexis, the owner of this restaurant. I'm helping out Agent York in his investigation. We signed a contract.
Oh, my lord. Well, ain't that something?
small town.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York. Everyone's always called me that.
Oh, my lord. Well, that's got to be the strangest introduction I've ever heard. No wonder everyone in town's been talking about you.
They have? Oh, I'm blushing.
I want a chocolate sundae, but no cherries. I want 2 wafers instead. Don't put too many Rice Krispies on it. Oh, but don't scrimp on the chocolate syrup either.
Oh, my Lord. And what'll it be for you, honey?
Coffee?
Alexis, are these photos of the town?
Oh, you like my pictures? My hobby's collecting snapshots of what our town used to be like. So whenever someone gives me an old picture, I just put it up here on display. Our world these days feels a bit cold to me, you know? Just thought it'd be nice to help folks remember what it was like in the good old days.
Zach, did you hear that? The good old days. Even in a remote town that's already far behind the times, there are still people who yearn for the past.
She told me what was going on, you know.
What?
Lise, you don't need to try and hide it from me, honey. Last time she came here, she told me all about it. Some odd fella was following her around, stalking her like.
Was he
What
10
kind of
foot
fella?
tall?
She said he had a really tall shadow,
How tall?
as tall as an oak tree.
Did that ring any bells for you?
Sadly, it didn't. I know just about everyone in this here town, but I ain't never seen a man who stands that tall. Maybe it really was an oak tree and she just mistook it for someone. Sometimes the silhouettes of them trees with lots of Spanish moss hanging down make me feel a little funny too.
I don't think so, Alexis. Lise said the shadow was following her, correct? That means she must have been stalked by a man as tall as an oak tree. If she had only mistaken an oak tree for a person, she wouldn't have described it that way. She might have said,
It felt like a crowd of people was staring at me.
yes, exactly. She certainly wouldn't have talked about being followed by someone. Thank you, Patty. Zach, this data is all very intriguing, but it isn't the answer we're looking for. We came to knock down the 10 maidens, remember?
Oh, yeah!
Mrs. Carpenter?
Oh, I got a turkey!
Truly mesmerizing, Zach. This is why I never tire of small-town investigations. Same goes for you, right?
Alright, I guess we're bowling. Although I can talk to her again. I wanna get sunburned now.
What'll it be, honey?
Ooh, I can order.
Is this place a bowling alley or a restaurant?
It's both. Hobbs.
Oh, my Lord, what's wrong, honey? Can't tell the difference? It says restaurant right there on the outside.
And how do you explain that, then?
That's so the customers can bowl while they eat. Convenient, ain't it? If you want to bowl, honey, you'll have to ask Mrs. Carpenter to open up the lane for you. But if you just want to eat, then all you need to do is call my name. Got it? Oh.
Shrimp and grits. Ooh. Duck hash, chocolate sundae. I don't know how to pronounce that. Bijne? Bene? I don't know. You got me. Red beans and rice.
Come back anytime, honey.
Good looking food.
You ain't gonna find any better Cajun food in all of Louisiana.
I want to know who that missing poster's for. Alright, Miss Carpenter. May I have the lane, please?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, howdy, stranger. My, you're a handsome one.
Well, thank you.
You came out here from the city, didn't you? I can always spot you city folk from a mile away.
Miss Carpenter. Mrs.
I'm
Carpenter.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Would you mind calling me York, ma'am?
Oh, so you are from the FBI. I thought as much. So sophisticated. Well, my horoscope in the paper today told me I'd be meeting someone new. And those horoscopes never miss. they're the real deal. Why, one even predicted when I'd bowl my first perfect game. Oh, no! Oh, could you stand a bit closer to me? Whew, that was a close one. If you move any further that way, you'll cast a shadow over the lane. Well, the sheriff did that once, and something horrible happened. The next time I bowled, I got a gutter ball. First time in 12 years. I was mortified. And I am going to make sure nothing like that ever happens again. In our world, some routines lead to good things, while others only lead to the bad. So, you mustn't ever cast a shadow over the lane. Is that understood?
It's her routine.
How would you
Jack.
avoid that, though?
Understand? Just like us and coffee. Incidentally, ma'am, would you mind letting me use this lane too? I'm investigating the Lise Clarkson murder case, and I need to topple 10 maidens, no matter what it takes.
No, absolutely not. Not even the FBI can take my lane from me. I haven't given it up once ever since my husband passed away over a decade ago. I'll never break my promise to him.
But
Now, if you'll excuse me. Ooh, you like that? That's what I'm talking about. Who's your mama?
Zach, it looks like negotiations have failed. Now I'm afraid we have no choice but to force her to let us use her bowling lane.
Get the gun.
Yes, I know. I won't do anything illegal.
Damn. Alright, I think... Yeah. In fact, I know. I'm gonna go ahead and call the episode. Next time, we will figure out how to get Mrs. Carpenter away from the lane so that we can play. And maybe we'll talk to Patty again. So I'm gonna head there right now, guys. Remember to like and subscribe and check out the Discord, and I will see you in the next one.